So, it seems that Technolarp is finally done. It's wild. It is truly wild. It hasn't even been a week yet since I last talked about Technolarp. We just got some insane updates. Let me just say, it's finally over. If you aren't caught up with Technolarp in the first place, I'll just give you a quick rundown of my last video. A LARPing trend sparked on YouTube, which caused multiple people to make accounts pretending to be their favorite YouTubers. A lot of the content is just silly and harmless, and it seems like a lot of them are fan tributes. However, many thought one took it way too far. Technolarp is a larptuber who's pretending to be Technoblade. Technoblade died 4 years ago. It was very tragic. It broke a lot of people's hearts. I'll just say it right there. In my last video, I covered the responses, right? We had Technodad giving his response, we had Technoblade's friends giving their response, and we had Penguins covering it too, right? And then I also showed what the community was saying, what the community thought about this, and it caused a ton of backlash, right? So he went on the Penguins stream to discuss his videos to discuss Penguins' video that he made on Technolarp, and in his stream, he actually admitted that he does make money, and not all of it's going to charity, which I think is wrong. I don't think he should have made any money from this in the first place, right? Anyways, Charlie doubled down, and he basically said that Technodad being silent doesn't mean he's okay with it, which Technolarp didn't really seem to agree with. Like, he needed Technodad to just say no. Like, he's a child, and unless you tell him no, he's just gonna do it anyways, which is really disrespectful in my opinion. I think that was insanely disrespectful of Technolarp. Anyways, we had a huge update, and Technodad finally spoke out again, and this is what he said in a Reddit message. Hey everyone, Mr. Technodad here. 4 years after my son Alex, known to so many as Technoblade, passed away from sarcoma, his community remains one of the most meaningful parts of the legacy he left behind. You make art, videos, jokes, and tributes. You look after each other. Together we have built a loving and inclusive community. It means more than can ever be said properly. Sorry, I'm reading it in my way, so I'm not saying it word for word, but I have it thrown up, so I hope you don't mind that. Tributes are welcome, and they always will be. Fan art, cosplay, quotes, and creative works made in his memory are ways of celebrating him, and those works speak to my heart. They speak to all of our hearts. I've recently become aware of concerns about a YouTube channel imitating Technoblade's voice, mannerisms, look, name, and persona. When this was brought to me by one of Alex's YouTube friends, I was under the impression that it might be a one-time tribute. I did not know what to think. It was startling and emotionally complex to be presented with, and when people asked me about it at the time, the honest answer I had was inconclusive, which is when Technolarp should have stopped, basically. That's what a lot of people say, is that he should have stopped there, but he kept on going. However, this continued for several weeks, and it's now clear that an identity is being built as an ongoing public persona that is a different thing from a tribute. Many others have since reached out for my opinion. The situation is complicated by a simple truth. Despite being Technodad, I cannot speak utterly on behalf of all Alex's family, friends, and fans, who no doubt have a variety of reactions, but after careful consideration, I've reached a conclusion I can give from my own perspective as Technoblade's father and as the person Alex entrusted to look after what he left behind. I'm asking for this to please stop and for the persona in question to cease. No blessing or permission for this or for any similar persona now or in the future has been given. I encourage anyone interested in becoming a content creator to find their own voice. Show us who you are. A sincere presentation of your authentic self will always be better than an imitation of someone else. I am also asking the community not to harass anyone over this. This is not what Alex would have wanted. I do not believe there was malicious intent. Technoblade never dies. He is in his videos right where he is, right where he left himself, still making us laugh, still reaching our hearts. Mr. Technodad. So, Technodad finally came out, and he asked Technolarp to stop the persona, right? And he also asked that the community doesn't harass anyone, and he doesn't believe there was any malicious intent. I disagree on that. I do believe that there was 100% malicious intent. Not only did Technolarp not really take the backlash seriously, like, I do not believe he took it seriously at all, but when Technodad first spoke up, he took his silence as a go-ahead to keep going. I believe that was malicious intent. I do believe that was malicious intent. Any good person would have taken the silence and said, okay, I gotta stop. I haven't been given a go-ahead on this. I haven't been given a stop. I just need a stop, right? Don't go ahead if you haven't been given a go-ahead, right? And also, to add on to it, the whole monetization thing, which it's like, we just never really knew how much he was making and where the money was going. And it's hard to tell. Did the money go to charity? Did it not go to charity? How much of it went to charity? How much did he even make, right? It's a confusing situation, and I just don't think he was very open about that, and I find that pretty malicious. I find that malicious. Anyways, Technolarp did give a response. He had a whole video, which I'm not really going to cover the video because I think the video is really stupid. I think it's a very poorly put together video. But Technolarp said in a post, Technodad's final answer to it all in summary was to stop the Technoblade persona. There will be a video out soon showing everyone what will happen to this channel. We should all respect his answer because I sure do, and honestly, I am relieved. So he decided to stop. I mean, it's not like he had a choice. Regardless, he would have stopped just because of the backlash. If he kept on going after Technodad said stop, he would have gotten a whole lot of backlash. But anyways, he said he would return to his original YouTube persona, Striker MC, which is like, why were you not doing that in the first place? Why were you not focusing on Striker MC in the first place? And he also stated this. A lot of you have been telling me that you just want me to be myself and make videos in my own personality, which I think is a really good idea. There's going to be hate on anything I do at this point, and one of the things that is going to be brought up is that I'm taking the Technolarp viewers and turning it in my personal gain, which I believe that to be wrong. Now, let's be honest here. He is. He is quite literally directing the Technolarp viewers to his other channel. That is wrong. You are doing something that's wrong. You say, no, I'm not doing that, but you are. You literally just did. You had an entire video where you directed your Technolarp viewers to your other channel. You're not like saying everybody needs to go subscribe to my new channel, but like you make it very clear that like you have this new channel that you're going to be posting on, right? Which is like, I think what you should have done is just stop posting and completely just moved on to your new channel. You should have never made this video saying, oh, it's the end of Technolarp, but I have this new channel where I'm going to be posting shit. You should have just stopped. You should have just stopped in general. Just stop producing content. And you're going to get a lot of backlash from this also, right? People have already said a lot of negative things about this. For example, we have this guy saying this. So this guy imitates a dead YouTuber, didn't actually get consent to do it in the first place, gets called out, responds terribly, and now he's using Techno's name to redirect others to his new channel. I guess, bro. Or this one saying, for those who have guessed, yeah, he's not deleting his channel or videos, which he should have. He's just changing the name, and he isn't truly starting over and will still be using his Technolarp gain viewers and publicity. His response was fucking awful, which I agree. You are directing your viewers to your new channel when you should just deleted the channel in the first place, right? That's what I think the best move would have been here, is just to delete it, and people might have actually forgiven you, right? But you're just going to get even more hate because of this, right? I think it's disgusting. I think it's disgusting, and you know what? There's probably going to be more coming out in the future, but I'm not going to cover it. I'm going to try to avoid it as much as possible unless Striker does genuinely do something horrid, right? But this is all my personal opinion. You can disagree all you want. I just still find it wrong that something you did that made so many people uncomfortable, you're now using to boost your channel as you rebrand, right? Anyways, that's all I wanted to talk about for today. I don't think Striker will ever live this down, and I don't think people should let him, right? The moral of the story, don't pretend to be dead people? Seriously? That's all. I'm glad this is over.